To collect your data, you're going to use Google Forms. If you've never done it before, go to Google Drive and then New, and then come down here to More, and then you see the purple Forms right there. First, let's make it look the way we want. If you're going to send this out to people, well, let's make it look nice. So if purple is not your thing, up here we have this palette. You could choose different colors, or I like this bottom right corner because then you can choose all sorts of cool stuff. So take a second to get it the way you want. I'm just going to pick something simple for this practice one. And I click save, and then, ooh, all right. Let's look at a couple of settings that you may need to change. First of all, if you are using your school Google account, then it might be restricted to people within your district. If that's the case, and if you want to send this to people outside of your district, then you're going to need to uncheck this box right there. After that, most of these things I am just going to keep the same. Presentation-wise, if you have a long survey, a progress bar is kind of nice because it tells them how long they have until it's done, but you shouldn't really have too many questions. And let's keep the link to submit other responses, because if you're filling in these responses as you interview people, then you're going to want this link to be able to do it more than once. All right. So I'm just going to call this practice survey. And then I'll click up here and that'll name it that. Perfect. Okay, so you need to have questions that collect both quantitative, at least 2 examples of that, so like numbers that we can crunch, and then qualitative, 2 examples of that, like labels and whatnot. So for our first question, right, we could have, if this was qualitative, something like what is your name, right, a label, then we can have short answer, then that just gets to be put in there. Now, if you're sending this out, I would require every question just so that everything has data or they don't fill any of them out. Like, that's better than having a half-filled survey. All right. So we could also use short answer for quantitative, because if you wanted to figure out, you know, so how many hours are you on social media each day, right? So I'm not going to try to choose, like I could do multiple choice, but that's going to be challenging because I don't know which ones to do unless I did a range like 0 to 1 hour, 1 to 2. But I'm just going to keep it a short answer so that then I can have the actual number. Now, if you don't want them to be able to write text in here, so I'll require this, right down here, these 3 dots, response validation. So what I can make sure is that it has to be a number, and then I don't care about greater than whole number if I don't want like 0.5s, but I kind of do. So I'm just going to say is a number so that it's a number, so they can't, like if they try to type any letters in, it won't let them. You know, one great way to turn sort of like a qualitative question into quantitative is by using a scale. So if you were asking somebody how happy they were, well, how do you answer that? Well, if you gave them a scale, so down here we have linear scale. So my question is, how happy are you when you wake up? So a 1 would be not happy at all, and then a 5 would be, well, let's just put very happy. All right. So now I'm going to get a number that I can then average, or, you know, this becomes quantitative because it's something that I can do mathematical operations on. All right, so you're just going to do that to get your questions, as many as you need. When you're done, you can send this to people. Now, here's the thing. This is great when someone's right, they're not right in your proximity, but you're kind of limited to their timeline. So if you send them out, just kind of hopefully to people who will get right on it and then send them back. Okay. So the other choice is to ask them the questions yourself. So like interview them and then you fill it out. So that would be the preview. So you would come here and then you could just ask someone. So you'd be like, hey, what's your name? Oh, your name's Jack. How many hours are you on social media? 2. How happy are you when you wake up? 3. submit. So now you've got Jack's information, and then, oh, you're going to go talk to Emma. Okay, so we click this again. So now Emma, how many hours are you on social media? Just one, and then you're a very happy person. And so you would just continue doing that for your 15 people if you were just going to ask them questions. All right, so I'm going to close this and come back here. Now notice I've got 2 responses. I just barely did this, right? So this gives you some fun stuff, but what we really want to do is we want to go to this spreadsheet. So I'm going to click this spreadsheet and then create a new spreadsheet and call it this. Perfect. And it opens it up for me. Okay, so yours will be much nicer with your 15 respondents and more questions. A couple things you want to change on this. Notice row 1 stays at the top. That's called a frozen row. So if you go here to view, freeze, you can say no rows. So now it'll just act like a normal spreadsheet. The second thing is this timestamp. Not helpful, but we can't delete it because it's still linked to an open survey. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this little arrow right here and we're going to hide it. So now I don't have to look at it, but I can go ahead and do whatever I want. Before you start to sort and find your averages and all that, what I would do is I would make a duplicate for each instance of your sorting when you crunch your data, just so that you don't have to worry about this sheet being linked to the form. All right, piece of cake.